Hello fellow shape enthusiasts, welcome back to another episode of Shapes 2. Last episode we invested some time in learning how to use the cutter and the swapper, and we're using them to make these checkerboards to apparently optimize our milestone 5 pattern. But now that we have that in our arsenal, we'll definitely try to incorporate that into our future builds where that makes sense. This episode, we're working on milestone 7. I think this is the last shape in milestone 7 where we learned how to use pin pushes. We're almost at color mixing, so we're going to have to learn how to do that very soon, probably in this episode. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's start with grabbing our points from the pin task. Now, this is the last part of this task, so I think first we can start by decommissioning that emerald pathway. Now, 2 episodes ago, we did unlock or set up brand new blueprints for Mark II, which basically utilizes both layers of the game to double all our throughput. This emerald thing, I believe, is the last thing that doesn't utilize the new blueprints, so I'm very happy to get rid of it. Let's see where all of it joins up. We'll just delete all of this. What is happening down there? I don't know. We don't need this anymore, but we do need that. Cool. I'm just going to do a quick scan, make sure nothing is broken in my base. We should always do some testing every now and then. So we've got our milestone 1 shape coming through. We've got our current shape for milestone 7 coming through. It's coming through continuously. Let's see how the train loaders are doing. Yep, it's unloading everything. There is a little break in between. Let's see if the input is keeping up. The input is definitely keeping up. The trains are trying their best to load everything, I believe. So I think we are delivering it as fast as we possibly can, even with this doubled up setup. It is ticking up quite fast actually. Next, let's just double check everything else. We've got this thing. Okay, so this is, why is there 2 different shapes coming out of this thing? We've got stars coming out of here. What is happening? Right, of course. So last episode we used our cutters to set up this milestone factory and we put it on the green rail, and on this side we put the old shape for milestone 6, I believe, on the red rail. We set up the rails, but we never set up the loading and unloading stations. So maybe this is a good point in time to design a nice and pretty loading and unloading station. I'm going to get rid of this side. Once we design one side, we'll be able to copy the design for future. We did unlock the final level of vortex. That way we can utilize all of the inputs from the each side to go into the vortex properly. So now we can have a total of 9 inputs, I believe. All right, so let's just delete what we have currently and let's just start from scratch. So we've got rails that can potentially contain up to 3 rails, not just 2. So let's set it up such that we can unload cargo from up to 3 rails with maybe 2 stops in between. We can probably copy a lot of what's happening here as a baseline. So let's just grab this and let's rotate that and put it over here. Let's see how close we want to do it to our base. I think I want to do it like this, but I want it to be something like this though, right? That way the train can come in. We've got space for more rails. If I just copy this and move that over here, is that all enough space? I believe it is. We may need some more train tracks on this side though. I think that should give us 3 different rails. We can unload our 3 colors separately. We can say red can go there. Let me just hook up the actual rail to see where these lines lead. Yeah, so it's already doing red and green, and we've got a 3rd one ready for future. Let me delete that, and we will just hook up this side into our base as well. Let's see if we've got enough room to do all that. Otherwise, I might have to pull out the design a little bit, but I believe we do have enough room. Oh, we don't want to ever build a train track here because it'll stop the train from being able to do its U-turn if you put a rail blocking the end. See how the train just went through that rail? So if we hook it in like that, that gives us 3 train stops, right? And a train just dropped stuff off here, which is excellent. And the red one is coming over here and it's dropping stuff off here. That's great. So this is now correctly working. And yes, I know this old milestone shape is currently not properly optimized using our Mark II blueprints, but I was thinking I'm just going to leave that as Mark I right now. I'm not going to spend time on camera and bore you guys with optimizing that. The reason for that is because soon we're going to have a third floor, so we're going to have to rejig all of our blueprints for the third floor eventually anyway, so I might as well just do that when we get the third floor, which shouldn't be too many more episodes. In the meantime, I think I like this design. Let's see if I can, if this is extendable. I think maybe, is it this like little loop-de-loop not looking too good, right? Maybe we should have it coming from the other side. Maybe that will look better and utilize less space. What if I do that? I cut this line and I just have my rail coming from, say, this side. Is there some way I can make it come straight down the middle? Because I like it centered. Let's have a look. What if I connect that like that, connect that like that, and connect that like that? I think that works. If I put my rail routing and I want, say, my red on this side and my green on this side, yep, that works. And then I think I can tell my blue when I get blue to go like this side. Yeah, that looks good. And that comes straight down the center. No weird curves and loops. I don't know if this is possible to condense anymore. If it is, please let me know in the comments and I will implement that in a few episodes. Let's see if I can extend this design to other sides. I cannot. I'm going to have to pull it all back a little bit because the left and the right side, unfortunately, I can't just stick it right there because it does intersect. As you can see, there's no way I can condense that design. I don't think I can condense that design. If I flip it, will it work? No. So I think I just have to pull this back a little bit like that. Oops, that's not aligned. Like that. I will just have to route it in using space belts. I don't think that's a huge problem. I still don't mind the look of this. That way we have a nice long rail that services the east-west direction. And we have all our 4 cardinal train lines set up. So I'm just going to drop a little rail like that, just as a placeholder for now. We've got our north one coming down as well. It's not being used for anything right now, so we'll take this opportunity to copy that design again once more. And I think it may intersect that, so I might need to, again, build it a little bit far out. Yeah, can I flip it? I mean, I can flip it. But does flipped look nice? I guess it kind of looks symmetric flipped and it just barely fits, lucky me. We'll put that there, and this one, unfortunately, because shape 1 is directly belting in, it's just going to have 2 rail lines. We're just going to have to bear in mind that this side can only ever support 2 shapes. Great, so we have all 9 inputs into our vortex now, and we can do so many things, All right, operator level, let's claim that, get some more upgrade points. Now, people have been telling me, I think, to research cutting. No, stacking, I'm not sure. Let's just level up everything evenly. We got cutting done, everything is done. Maybe we'll get painting next, whatever's cheapest. Train speed, train capacity, we'll level it all up evenly. Is there anything else in here that might be useful to my builds? I don't think so. Maybe the train vortex delivery would be awesome, but that's 60 points. Seems more like a bit of fun at the moment. It doesn't seem like it's going to drastically boost throughput. I mean, I suppose it skips the unloading process, so it would be kind of good, I guess. Yeah, so with that being done, now look how fast this is getting delivered now. I can't even unload it fast enough. It's just like this continuous stream of stuff now. Excellent. My red is not fully optimized. As you can see, there's a bit of gap in the belt, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. We're just going to forge on. I want to do as many tasks as I can this episode so that we can get as many research points. The more research points we get, the faster we get to the end of our main research over here, and we get the final throughput for all of our main belts and cutting and stacking and all of our various tools. So let's do that. We will pick up the next task now. The next task I have show completed off, and it is going to be red fly. All right, let's pin red fly and let's figure out a good place to do this. I'm going to pin the final shape as well, and I will be right back when I discover a place to do this. Well, lucky for me, I didn't have to look very far because we have this quarter star right here. We've got red right here. We've got green squares right near base. Oh no, this green square is not maximum throughput squares though. Maybe I'll build green squares using something else. Probably we can build green squares using this shape, right? If we just cut off half of this and then just merge it together. That sounds good. And then we can, yeah, we should be able to build that full shape. But for now, all we need to do is put red with this thing. So let's get that done. Let's go to our blueprints. We've got extractors, very simply. We've got fluid extractors, also extremely easy. Why was that red for a second? I don't know. We just need a painting array. All this stuff is now Mark II, so it should be using both levels and double throughput, which is great. We're just going to make sure the fluid is coming from the right direction, which is that side. We need to put in some belts and some pipes. And just like that, we've got a double painter going on, and that should output a 2-level saturated belt, and we should be able to pump that into the station. So let us put a station in. I think I've got a blueprint for a station, but I feel like I should take some time and fix that. So I built a cargo loader, and it looks like this, and that's horrid, really. Maybe we can just put it on here. No, let's not do that. I'm gonna put it down, but let's do the thing where it lets us load 2 sets of cargo. So if I go to my train menu and I put in a second train stop, so this is a tip from one of my viewers, you put in a second train stop, it'll load up 2 sets of cargo if it's being overflowed here. And then we will get this to keep going out a little bit, and we will take a copy of this blueprint and we will save that as cargo loader. And this doesn't need to be in our Mark II blueprints. So that's cargo loader done. And we only need to, let me just shift that over 1 slot and pipe in our shape. I'm painting this shape. It's meant to be a quarter. I haven't even cut this down to size yet. That's not a problem at all. We can do a cut. In fact, I think I need to build a new blueprint for this, don't I? If we go to our blueprint menu, in our Mark II blueprints, we did build the half cutter last time, but I don't believe we've built a quarter cutter yet. So let's take our half cutter and let's modify the design a little bit to turn this into a quarter cutter. I say modify our design, but I feel like it's actually just easier for me to design this from scratch. So we're going to have 4 inputs, and it's a bit of a reminder for you guys on how this double layer input works. I'm sure you guys already know. I'm the slow one because it's taken me all this time to figure out that we can even do this. So to get this cut, to get a quarter cutter, we just want to basically cut the shape. Then we want to rotate the shape, and then we want to cut the shape again. Then we will route in some input, and we can copy that over to the second half of the platform, and we will route out some output. So that will go there, that will go around like that, and then that will go out that way. We will hook up the input, and that should be a quarter cutter. We need to copy this across, we give it a flip, rotate, and I think this might be the last blueprint we ever have to build for a while. Now with that layer done, we need to copy the entire thing, move up a floor and paste it, and that way it can process the top level and the bottom level, and that should be our lovely quarter cutter. So if I copy this, wait, before I save this and give it like various things, I need to make sure it actually works. So let's validate our theory and put in a belt, and we can see we've got the shapes coming in, they're going in upstairs. We can press V to hide the upstairs, they're going in downstairs, and we can see the output. Where's my output previews? We got no output previews. Did I do something wrong? Oh, right, because I've connected a belt, so there's obviously no output preview. Maybe it'll tell me here somewhere, I don't know. I think that's working. We can tell that that is definitely a quarter, yeah, definitely a quarter cutter. So let's Control S to save that blueprint, and we will call it cutter quarter Mark II, and we'll put that into our Mark II folder. We'll go to our blueprints, cut a half, cut a quarter. So let's give this the same icon to indicate that it's a quarter cutter. I just want a single block. and I couldn't find the cutter logo, so don't yell at me in the comments, but I'm just using this mirror logo as a cutting indicator. So let's take that, and we've got the cutter half. Let's use this last stop for cutter quarter. Excellent. So we've got all our basic blueprints. While I'm here, I might as well fix this fluid extractor blueprint. This is pipe, fluid extractor is that thing and that thing. Great. So we've got all our icons now. Fluid extractor Mark II. Why are you not updating? Great. Everything's got icons. Everything seems to work. Oh, the rotator 180 is not iconed. How do we indicate a 180-degree rotation? I believe it's this icon. Great, we have a full stack of blueprints, and we've run out of space for more blueprints, but I think we need to use all these constantly, so I'm going to leave these in my toolbar. Now we've got a quarter, and we're painting that quarter, and we're delivering it. We're delivering it over here. You can see this is a double painting array. It's merging two sets of paintings, and it's going over here and delivering full throughput into this. I don't know if it's full throughput, don't quote me on that. I believe you can hit the belts and it'll tell you shapes per minute, 60 meter base speed plus 150% belt speed, 150 meters times 8. I believe that's telling me it's getting full throughput. Not too sure how to read this yet. But nevertheless, this thing is there. We need to connect the train to somewhere, or the train's just going to go around in circles and do absolutely nothing. So let's connect that in. Let's validate that this is indeed going to work. It is going, following the red line. It's going to go here. Then it's going to unload all its cargo over here, where we have correctly routed a 2-layer input belt into our vortex. Therefore, in theory, that shape should just be on its way now. Let's claim some more operator levels. Let's go to our tasks, T, and wait, why does that go to this menu? We will unpin the final shape and work on that. While we do that, let's work on the next shape. Great. I've pinned the final shape so I can go look for an area, and I will be right back. I think I found a good location for this task. We've got blue square here, which we will need later. We've got red emerald right here, and then we can pull quarter circles from anywhere. There's plenty of quarter circles everywhere. So let's get started on this shape. It's 2 emeralds stacked opposite each other. So we're going to need this. Let's bring our blueprint menu and start extracting. We've got this emerald coming out. We need to quarter cut this, and we need the right quarter from this. So let's see which quarter our thing actually takes. I don't think it's gonna take the right quarter out. Do you tell me the output? So it's taking the one of this. So let's try rotating it. I can't tell from this which quarter it actually takes from the shape. I'm sure I can probably figure it out mathematically, but I find it easier just to do this trial and error style. So why don't we give it a rotate and then see what quarter comes out. That gives me the wrong one. So let's delete that and let's try another rotate. Was that the same rotate? Is that giving me the right quarter? No. Let's try another one then. Eventually we'll get there. Let's try the 180 rotate. I bet it's that one. Is that giving me the right? Yeah, there we go. It's a 180 rotate. Let me just remember in my head. So a 180 rotate will turn this shape like that. So my quarter cutter actually takes the top right shape. Okay, gotcha. Excellent. So with the 180 rotate, we move the part of the shape that we want to preserve with the quarter cutter up to the top right. And we just quarter cut that. Nice and simple. We need 2 of those. So let's take this whole thing and we will duplicate it. And when this thing comes out, we need to rotate it opposite to this thing. And we can do that very easily with our 180-degree rotator. And just like that, we should have the right shape. Now, with these 2 shapes, we just need to merge them in together onto a Mark II stacker. Just like that. There's no directionality for this one because yeah, it doesn't matter, right? They're a flat shape. So if I take a belt and wire it this way, and then take another belt, nope, not like that, and wire it this way, then we should get the right output. Hey, the preview updated for once. Great. That is the shape that we want indeed. Let's take that output and let's haul it back home via train. I believe this rail is fully used up at the moment. Why is it now only using one rail? What happened to my green rail? Oh, right, because this used to be a milestone shape with 2 parts. Now it's just a milestone shape with 1 part. So it is not used up, but that's fine. Let's find our shape again where we built, and we will pipe it through the top because the top is completely free at the moment. We do need to extend our rail a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that first. We hit shift and go up, and we could rotate and go down. That extends our rail. I hope we've extended it far enough. No, we haven't. Holy moly, this is really far away. I think I zoomed out too much when I was looking for this square. I feel like my map doesn't have many full squares around the base, unfortunately. But with that, we can now use our cargo loader thing, and we can just get it to, I think I'll just do it. Give it a little bit of space because there's more processing that needs to be done. Be sensible though. So that goes into the cargo loader. We've got a double stop train happening. It'll pick up all that juicy cargo, and then we can be off. So let's get the train. Let's hook this train into the main rail. We will validate everything is working properly in a second. So that train's going to go there. There's a red rail. It shows that the red rail goes all the way back to base. Yes. The red rail goes here. This will unload here. This should output here. Does that already tell me? No, it won't tell me anything yet. This thing's almost done. Look how fast that gets done now. I barely can keep up. All right, this thing is done now. Let me quickly unpin the end part of this task, and let's start working on this. I believe it was over here. We just need another one of these. That shouldn't be an issue at all. We just need to double up, I guess. We'll double up like this. This thing is rotating it. No, this thing is quarter cutting it, right? Okay, cool. Sorry, I usually build my quarter cutter out there. I confuse myself. So this is getting our quarter shape, but we don't want the quarter shape. We can paint it, then stack it, or we can stack it, then paint it. Is there a difference? I'm just thinking. Otherwise, if I stack them first and then paint it, but otherwise I would need to paint twice. Okay, so it makes more sense to stack first, then paint. So if I just delete this, and let's clean this up a bit by bringing this a little bit further back. Is that the right output? Yep, let's give that a 180-degree rotation, and then we will merge it first. Blueprint 180-degree rotator. It's a little bit annoying me that I updated this blueprints icon, but it's not updated here. You have to remove it from your toolbar and add it again. It's not a big problem. So now we need to get these two together. So this is 180-degree rotated, and this is just neutral. And if we just use our Mark II stacker on that, that should easily give us the shape that we require. And just put this here. That's fine. Condensing my stuff a little bit. I don't like that. Let's just get rid of this. Let's not build everything super condensed, right? We got all the space in the world. Why are we building everything like our life depends on saving space? Let's give it a bit of room. And just like that. Pipe that into here. All right, great. So this should, in theory, give us the shape. Now we need to paint the shape. So we need our painting array. If we just build a painting array backwards, maybe that would be nice. I'm not too concerned about the design of my task shapes because they are not permanent. Once we get to the end, you can see we always delete our work. So if we got our painting array there, we need to put it the right direction though. The painter, the fluid needs to come in from here. We want to rotate that and something like that, right? And if we just space belt over this thing and we will space pipe over this thing, that should indeed give us our final red painted shape that we need. We just need to now hook this back into our rail system, and that should deliver that. Alright, not going to waste too much time looking at that. We'll check back on it in a second. This thing is working, I believe, but I don't think it's ready for delivery yet. Where is our train? Our train is a million miles away. Did it just deliver a payload, or is it still not ready yet? Yes, it did deliver a payload. That is indeed going. So I think we have time for a third task. Yay! Let's pick up this and let's pin that. And I'm going to look for a place to build this thing. Circles, stars, and squares. Alright guys, I don't think I can find a better location than this. It's a bit far from base, but I see a square here, and it's a green patch here that we can paint. We've got a red next to a star, which is perfect, and we've got a blue near a circle, not exactly next to it, but it's going to have to be good enough. Is this blue and circle better? Not really. Alright, we're just going to have to use this, and we will start our build. The first part of this task is a blue circle. Let me just double check the tasks are not debating us with any pins or anything. No, it's just a flat blue circle, nice and easy. So let's build our arrays. We know how to do this, so I'm going to try to do this quickly. Build our array, build our fluid out, build our painters. Make sure the fluid's coming in the right direction, and that it is. Then we just build our piping and build our belts, and that should give us blue circles. Then we just need our cargo loader. I'm guessing it's going to need to go sort of that direction at some point. You give it a bit of space for processing purposes, and we will just hook that up. Then we will go and build our rail all the way down. I believe I don't have a rail that comes out this far. Where is home? 41B. 41B. Jeez, I'm like really far from home, aren't I? Home is where? Home is here. Where is 41B? Oh, I've lost it. 41B. Oh, here we go. I kept saying 41B, but actually it was -4, -B. Where next to home is this close to? It's close to this thing. We need to extend out our rail here. So I'm just going to hold shift, go all the way back somewhere really far away, and we're going to extend our rail all the way back home. Great. Is this rail being used by two things? It is not, so I can send a green rail down this way. So if I take this rail and pull it down and merge it with this rail, we should be able to just send this thing home. Holy crap, what have I gotten myself into? How far up am I? Did I do something wrong? Did I skip past the rail? 4 to -4. I think I skipped past home. What? How did I do that? I didn't even see it. Alright, let's go down again and not skip past home this time. Great. So that's red. We don't want it to be red. We want it to be green. So let's delete this locomotive and put a green one there instead. That gives us our green line. Our blue circles are coming in. That should do that. Let's go back to our tasks. We'll unpin that final shape. We've got 3 tasks going. We can do many more tasks while we're waiting. We don't have to wait for everything to complete anymore. But these 2 are almost complete. So let's deal with that. So this one's next task is circles. So let's get this shape going. Circles, I think I said I just pull from anywhere, right? I just need to go somewhere close. So this is where this thing is outputting. I see a circle here. The circle never needs to be colored in this instance. It's always a gray circle. So let's just pull a gray circle from here. If someone can tell me how to do this with swappers, let me just think, can this be done with swappers and cutters? We got to think with swappers and cutters. People get very angry at me because I don't use swappers and cutters. So let's see, is there anything I can do to swap this somehow to get that part of the circle? I don't think so. Alright, let's just do it my standard way. So let's get our blueprint, we'll get our extractor out, then we will take a quarter from here. We need to make sure we get the quarter that's gray, so we know it takes the top right one, so we need to give it a 90-degree counterclockwise rotation, which is that. We'll put that down, and then we will give it a nice quarter cutsies. Great. That should give us, yep, the exact shape that we want. Then we need to take another copy of the exact shape that we want, except this one needs a nice 180-degree rotatings. Now we're cooking with fire, guys. Now that we've got all our tier 2 blueprints set up, everything is nice and easy. Now we just need to merge these two together with a stacking array. So if I just build one like such somewhere here, and we build a belt, we can merge that together. I'm not going to worry about the little bit extra thing. I should really make the blueprint without these wings. That should give us the final shape we're after. Oh, it gave the preview and then the preview disappeared. All right. Yep, that's the half circle. I know it's not showing that right now, but if I go to my tasks and complete it, that is the half circle. It's the BMW sign. And we need to bring that over to where our stars are happening, because we need to stack these two shapes together now. The stars and circles, are they orientated exactly the same way? I believe they are. Let me just double check. It's going diagonally that way. And this thing is also going diagonally that way. Of course they are. That makes perfect sense. So we do need to give that a not 180 degree rotation, a 90 degree rotation, a mistake that I keep making. If you rotate a shape that's symmetric 180 degrees, you'll get back exactly the same shape. So this should give me now a 90 degree rotated BMW sign, which will pipe across over here, and we can just mix that in with our, oops, not that one. We can mix that in with our existing shape that we made earlier using a stacking array, and voila. Just like that, guys. Nice and easy, nothing to stress about. This game is super zen and chill. Just enjoy making shapes. It's very, very fun. Okay, cool. In theory, that should give us the correct shape that we're after, which is this one. Now this pin task is done, and also our milestone is done. So let's unlock that. We'll kick off this next pin task. What is it? A blue circle, a thing. We need to make another quarter circle thing on top. I think it's that task that we just finished. Yeah, we just finished making that. We need to stack on a BMW sign onto this as well. Wow, BMW signs are super popular right now. Let me just remind myself where that was coming in. I think it was coming in from this side, so let's trace the train line back. It's nice and close to home. We need to make ourselves a BMW sign. I believe we can just take our BMW sign maker from here and just copy the exact same thing, can't we? I believe over here. No, where was that other BMW sign being made? It's here. So let's just copy this entire thing for now. Nice and easy, because since we are making one over here anyway, we might as well just take it and make it over here as well. Great. We just need to take any quarter circle, right? This quarter circle will do. And then we need to stack it. Wait, this is not even the right area. Silly. It was somewhere over here, right? Let me just find it again. Sorry guys, give me a second. Right here. So over here we were making the red mustache looking things, and then we can put in the red quarter circle. It's gonna do it maybe oriented downwards or something like that. Don't really care. I'm gonna put that in, and that should give us a BMW sign. Is the BMW sign rotated correctly? I believe it should be. Now this thing we need to maybe rotate a bit. It's already fully saturated. I don't want to touch it. Let's get this going upwards. Nope, can't go upwards. Let's go in this way. So this shape, it's not exactly a counterclockwise, it's a clockwise rotation, so I might need to change the orientation of this thing, because this thing is giving us what? Tell me now. It won't tell me what. Look, I'm just going to delete it. We need to get the quarter circle on the top right, so we need to do a clockwise rotation to it. So let's get our clockwise rotator and chuck it down right that. Now you guys have made me paranoid that I'm doing this inefficiently and not using the cutter and the swapper. But I feel like this is just so straightforward without it, so I'm not too sure, guys. I'm not too sure. Let's grab this and put a stacker down. Now order doesn't matter because it's still a single layer shape, so we'll just pipe that in and we'll pipe the output out. Great, I think that should just work. If this gives me some sort of preview on what's being created, I can verify that. Great, it's a BMW sign that's rotated that way, and this thing is rotated that way. Yep, that should work perfectly fine. Great. So that's being made, that will come in. We can work on milestone 7 in the meantime. Hey, look at that, guys, we have unlocked color mixing. Hooray! How do we do this? So new content, color mixer, we got more platforms, we don't need more platforms anymore. The technology briefing, let's have some fun, mix some colors. With the color mixer, you can mix any 2 colors to create secondary and tertiary colors. What's a tertiary color? Secondary color? RGB are primary colors. The secondary colors are cyan, magenta, and some yellow. What's a tertiary color? I have no idea. Let's go more information. Let's have a quick read. I don't want to miss anything because I, skimmed over the engineering manual and missed the entire second layer of the game for 3 episodes. So by mixing colors, you can create the secondary and tertiary colors. You can use a color mixer, connect 2 fluids onto them, and the 3rd color comes out. That makes a lot of sense. By default, it's additive color mixing. Okay, I will probably need to have a color wheel on my other screen. Okay, and then if you prefer alternative schemes like that, you can change the color mode in the settings. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward. It's just a color mixer, right? We'll probably have to set up a design for this at some point, and we will probably do that now because it's going to give us a shape that needs that color, isn't it? Okay. Milestone 7, yellow and blue. So blue is fine, we can just do that. Should we just do that first? I'm gonna go find an area that we can make the milestone 8 shape. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I found the perfect place to do this. Is it far from base? -3b. It's not too far from base, but we have this diagonal square shape, which is exactly what we need for milestone 8. If we look at our tasks and our milestones, we just need this diagonal square shape. We need a copy of it to stack on top of it, and then we need to just add on this shape. And it needs to be white. Ah, okay, so white. Eventually we're going to need all 3 colors, I guess. But for now, we just need to make it yellow. And if kindergarten taught me anything, to make yellow, we just need green and red. So let's start by creating a new pattern to mix fluids. So we obviously start with our regular fluid extractor. Just like that, and we'll extract red here. And let's see what happens if we mix them together. If we grab our space pipe and pipe it over here, I don't want it too close. Let's pipe it up a bit. No, maybe I do want it close. Let's do it here. We'll do that here. And we will see if we can set up an efficient fluid mixer. So when we set up anything new, guys, we always start with a single layer version, and then we see what we need to do to get it into a multi-layer version. So let's do it, guys. Let's pick up all our unlocks in case there's some useful upgrade points that we need. Take our tasks. That's done. Should we do this first? No. Let's just, no need to rush, guys. No need to rush. Let's just take some time and we will build ourselves a hyper efficient color mixer. Now, I'm going to try to do this as accurately as possible so I don't get yelled at. The color mixer icon does tell me what colors. Indeed, it is red and green that we require. Now let's figure out how color mixers work first. Let me just pipe in the actual fluids, and then we can test with one color mixer, and then we can figure out how to extend that into an array. Firstly, how many color mixers do we need? How many buildings of this type can one fluid launcher can supply or consume? 2. Apparently we just need arrays of 2. That should be super simple. So we've got 2 inputs, 1 output. If we just pipe in the bottom level of this, perhaps we can do both onto one platform. If it only needs 2, we'll figure it out. 1, and let's just pipe that in. Oh, that's not a pipe. Okay, that gives us red, and that's not a pipe. And that outputs yellow. Hello? Where's my yellow? Output yellow. Output yellow? Yes, outputting yellow. Just took a second there. I thought I did something wrong. Alright, great. It seems pretty straightforward. So let's try to figure out an efficient design for this. We only need 2. Someone gave me a tip that if we put the inputs together, we need only pipe into one, but I don't think this works in this instance because there's no way color is getting into this. So maybe we can put them back to back. Let's try putting one color mixer like that and one color mixer like that. And what happens if I pipe in like this? Now this one supports both. And if I pipe in like that, that supports both as well. Okay, now we need to orient this in a way. If I can get this working on a single layer, I can just double it up for the second layer, but I'm not seeing a way I can get the input and the output out with 4 of these machines like that. Is there a way? Let me try not doing that. What if I line them up? Let's give lining them up a go. So if we put one down like that, one down like that, there's no way. There is absolutely no way we can get this to do here and here. Well, we definitely need to give a 1 space gap like that, and then do something like that. And then we're going to need the second layer to pipe this in, because there's no way we can pipe it in through here, right? And then if we pipe it in through the back, that's not going to work either. Let's just have a look at this plan again. There's no way this can work, right? Because if I have one input like that and one input like that, at some point it's going to need to cross like that. Okay, I don't think there's any way to get this color mixing happening on one level, so we're just going to stick to our standard design. We'll put a pipe out here, and that pipe will go upwards, and then we'll put a pipe here, and that pipe will go upwards, and then we will build a input from upstairs, and we will put an input from downstairs, and then the output can just go straight out, right? See where a good place to do this is. So if I bring in stuff here, and I want to bring out stuff here, so this should be one full pipe, right? I'm seeing if I can do this on a singular platform, because these double platforms are kind of annoying. I believe I don't have it. I'm picturing whether I have enough space to do this on a singular platform. I honestly don't think so, because if I do this, where am I going to pipe all my pipes? I don't think so. I don't think this is happening on a singular platform. All right, that's fine. Let's pipe it in like this, and then we will flippity flip, rotate, and put one in like that, and then we'll put 2 more down here somewhere. Something like that will work. Hey, where's my second layer? Oh no, I didn't. Did I delete my second layer pipes? What? That looks weird. Oh, I think I cut it without cutting the second layer, that's why. Oops. Bear with me, guys. Got to design it right the first time, that way we can copy and paste forever. All right, so we've got our four sets of color mixes. Can we now do the input in a clever way? One of them needs to directly go down here and connect like that. We'll do all the green down the bottom. So that one needs to connect there, and then 2 more need to go there. Red can go upstairs. Maybe I need all of this to go down a little bit more to give a little bit more room to red. Let's pipe this like that. Let's pipe this one into here, and let's loop-de-loop this one around over here like that. Nope, that's not gonna work. We've got to skip the red area. Loop-de-loop like this, and then across like that. Maybe give a bit of space for red. Something like this, maybe. Okay, so we've got the green input on the bottom layer. Now we need the red input. Wait, why am I inputting green to the output belt? Silly, that's not right. Let me fix that up. That needs to input to here. So I got 2 inputting here, and now we need red to follow a similar pattern, but go out this way. So which red goes where? Let me just play around with it until I get a pattern that works. So if this one goes here, like that, it follows. If this one then goes here, that follows. And then we can do a similar crissy-cross like that. And then red can come out like that. Is that looking good to you guys? Why can't green do that turn? Because it's going to intersect with this red. All right, cool. Yeah. Green unfortunately has to do something a little bit different, guys. I believe the color mixes are all working, even though it visually doesn't look like it. Let's go down. We don't want to take the input from upstairs. We want to take the input from downstairs. So let's pipe the downstairs input up. So we go like that and up, that and up. Great. That should mix the colors. Then we need to just pipe this all out. So this pipe can just go straight out. Oops, I want to be downstairs. This pipe can go straight out. This pipe can go straight out. We don't need this section. These two pipes also need to go straight out. There's no way they're going downstairs. They're going to need to do a little hop. Yeah, I don't think there was any way, unless I'm stupid, I don't think there's any way to do this all on one layer. So we're going to have to follow our standard design where we do this multi-layer stuff, but that's not a problem at all. So that's all good. That gets me a full belt of yellows. So this is basically the Mark 1 color mixer, I believe. That should be working. Let's just save that as color mixer. So we need to now extend this into the Mark 2 version. So if we bring one of our painters here, I believe the painter has the platform we need to deal with flattening chemicals, liquids, sorry. So let's just copy that and let's delete that. And then if we just paste, we need a flattening thing, right? So it flattens like that. Just to remind anyone who hasn't been following all my episodes, what a flattener does is, because we're extracting the stuff onto 2 levels to saturate the belt, and eventually it's going to be 3 levels, but you can see one extracts on the bottom level, one extracts on the top level, and when it comes out, it also comes out on 2 levels. So we need to bring the top level back down to get 2 levels flattened like that. Next, we need to take the flattener and we need to incorporate it into this thing. So the way I normally do this for Mark 2s, and we'll have to figure out a design for Mark 3s at some point, is basically something like that, right? That gets green in, that gets red in, and then we just need another flattener on the other side, flipped around and rotated, and that should get red flattened and into this system. Now we've got yellow and yellow, I believe. Give it a second to register. It's definitely mixing, right? All right, while we're waiting, we can get this to output up. One of these needs to output upwards. So here is as good as any. So this side will output upwards, and then we just need our fluid belt to go out and around, hit tab, go under here, hit tab again, and then merge it with this. Correct, merge with this. Now that should get a full saturated belt of mixed colors, I believe. Can we like hover over this or something and it tells me fluid throughput 6,000 liters times 8. Looks and sounds about right to me. Makes perfect sense. And that will be our fluid mixing array. So let's just copy this and we will save this as color mixer Mark 2. And we'll save that into our Mark 2 folder. We'll change the icon to the color mixing icon, which is this thing. Sorry, usually I put a 2 in the corner and then I put 3 of these icons. Color mixer, color mixer, color mixer. And we will save that. And now we have a full belt of yellow. What do we want to do with that full belt of yellow? We want to color this thing. So I'm just going to build an extractor right here. And we're going to get this thing to extract. Might need to hop underneath. That's perfectly fine. Remember, we want to build this a little bit cleanly because it is a permanent factory. We'll get that to extract. We will get that to come over here. Maybe I want to shift this a little bit. Let me just think. Because I want to now color this, right? So I need a painter. And a painter takes fluid from one side and shapes from the other side. So if I put the fluid painter here and then I pipe in fluid like this, and then if we just shift this out 1 like that should give us much better alignment without too many kinks. Don't like kinks, guys. I don't know if you guys might like kink. Now we've got our shape coming in and that should be painted. Will it tell me the output? No, of course not. I am going to assume that is the correct output. Now we need to train this back home. We have a little bit of an issue with our train system because this is only using 1 line. Eventually we're going to need 3 lines. I think this is the point in the time of the game where we're going to need 3 full lines of train stuff happening. So let us build our cargo loader. We want to load cargo from any direction. I don't care. Let's belt that into the cargo loader and let us build a train. We will just simply hook this into our main train line. Don't want to miss it again. And that will be red. It even gave me the right red color. Excellent. So that train should happily grab all the stuff from here. Now we've got our shapes coming through. We can validate that is all working. It is indeed getting painted. Look at that, guys. Look at that. That is beautiful. Excellent. So that will be going along. And while that's doing that, let's make the second part of this shape, which is just a blue. A nice innocuous blue star. We need half this star. If anyone can figure out some magic way they can make this without turning it into quarters and merging it back up, I would love to know. Please tell me in the comments. But at the moment, the only way I know how to do this is by quartering this shape. Quarter cutter Mark II. Why is this just one tile? Oh no, it's a quarter cutter. What am I doing? I think I've been playing this game too long and I need to take a little break. But we will take a quarter of that and a quarter of that and stack them together, right? So let's get 2 quarters and put that quarter cutter in. It's a full star, so I don't have to worry about orientation at all. I can just take 2 quarters. One of these quarters needs to do a little 180 degree flippy flip. So we just need our 180 degree rotator tacked onto the end of one. Nice and simple like that. Let's validate. That gives us a pointy top left. That gives us a pointy bottom right. Now we just need to stack these two together using our Mark II stacker. And that should be that. There's no orientation to worry about here, guys. So we just stack it and that should give us this shape. We need that shape painted blue and we have blue somewhere right over here. Let's pick that up using a fluid extractor and space pipe that over to our main area. Now with that and that, we can give some space, 2, 3, 4, 5, build our painting array, make sure it is oriented correctly. I think that, nope, that's not correct. That is correct. And that should give us our blue painted mustache. Now, we need to also train that home. Now, I don't believe, let me just pick up, oh, look at all these juicy points. This thing's getting delivered so fast now. We're just farming research points. We can almost unlock 3rd level if we wanted to. But unfortunately, right now, oh, this is all done as well. Look at all these points. If we go to our research, I think the first thing that we need to actually unlock is another train. Blue will do. There's only 4 colors of train. I don't know why you would need a 4th train. You just think. I guess you could, yeah, I can't think of why you would need a 4th train right now, but that's fine. My brain's not working properly right now anyway, because it's towards the end of the episode, but we've got the right shape. We need to load it onto a train and send it off home, right? So let's just grab a train and load it up. So if we go to our blueprint section, grab our cargo loader and send it off something like that. We'll give it a flip. We're going to give it a bit of space in case we need to do some more processing. Don't want to get jebaited by that again. Then that should load up the correct shape that we need. Let's take this train rail and mix it with this train rail. What? Right, that's not a train rail. What the hell am I doing? That is a train rail. Let's mix it in with this train rail, but they can't both be red. So this needs to change to our lovely new train color of blue. Now, what I believe is happening is now blue, red, and green is all on this track, as you can see. So we need to go into our unloading area and fix that up so that it works. So we've got blue and red currently sharing that track. We do not want that happening. So we go blue, you go that way, and then you go straight. Perfect. So we've used up entire right hand side doing this, so we've got to make sure whatever next shape we pick doesn't come from the right hand side. Sorry, I'm saying right, I meant left. So that should bring both these shapes in. As you can see, yellow is already being delivered. Let's claim that. Then I think we're all good, guys. I think we're all good. Alright guys, I think that is a good place to cap off this episode. So we're well into milestone 8. We're really cooking with fire now. We've got all our blueprints set up, ready to go, tackling any shape they can throw at us. We are going to farm ourselves some research points, and I think everybody's going to tell me, you've got 60 research points, you should probably go unlock tier 3. Do we want to do that? I kind of feel like I want to unlock this stuff first, but Then again, if we unlock the 3rd floor, it will boost our throughput and make everything 33% faster. You know what, guys? Let's do it. 3rd floor. Alright, we're getting 3rd floor, guys. We're getting 3rd floor before we get all our final upgrades. Next episode, I guess we're going to have to do a big revamp on all of our blueprints, but that's fine. That's all part of the game. We iteratively improve on our factory one little bit at a time until we have the most efficient factory in the world, and then we will be happy little engineers. Excellent. All right, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next episode. Have a good one.